Ever since I was little, my mom told me, there are plenty of women out there. If one cheats, replace her. So, when I saw my girlfriend of 3 years braving the downpour to hold an umbrella for another man, just when she thought she'd hidden it well, I didn't say a word. I calmly took pictures. Then I shared the video of her embracing and kissing a male junior student in the rain, all over Jing University. The moment it got out, comments from our mutual friends flooded the screen. Their panic didn't surprise me at all. After all, everyone knew how devoted Jiajia had been to me. She chased me for 2.5 years, refusing to take no for an answer. She begged me 88 times before I reluctantly agreed. As I watched the post, I suddenly felt that her complete love had been brutally split in two. One half was for me. The other had secretly been given to someone else. I didn't confront her, nor did I put on some dramatic chase to win her back. I quietly deleted every social media account, packed my bags, and left our home without looking back. Early the next morning, Jiajia got a call from her best friend. Jiajia, did a donkey kick you in the head? Hearing that, Jiajia was briefly stunned, but her friend gave her no time to think and launched straight into a furious tirade. Shen is such a good man. You didn't cherish him, and you got tangled up with another man. What did he ever do to wrong you, that you'd treat him so disgustingly? After being thoroughly chewed out by her best friend, Jiajia finally caught the key point. She shot to her feet. What do you mean? Explain yourself. I'm asking you. Where are you right now? Jiajia was about to answer when she remembered she was still at the hospital with Luowei. The words died on her lips. Her friend clearly knew why she didn't answer, and grew even angrier. You're still at the hospital with that Luowei, aren't you? Do you even know the campus forum is flooded with your photos and videos? At those words, Jiajia's mind exploded. Only then did she remember. She'd had plans the night before, but after taking Luowei to the hospital, she'd gotten busy and forgotten. What about Shen? Had he waited for me at the cake shop all night? More importantly, what would Shen think when he saw those photos? She frantically hung up and saw countless missed calls. Every one of them was from me. In that instant, pain made Jiajia clutch her chest. She hurriedly opened our chat and saw my message asking to meet. She was about to call and explain, but then Luowei grabbed her hand. Jiajia, can you stay here with me? Jiajia said nothing. She coldly pried Luowei's hand away. Reason told Jiajia then that if she didn't arrive at the time I'd set, at the place I'd sent her, I would be very angry. But when she remembered me carrying her out of that fire years ago, Jiajia's uneasy heart slowly calmed again. No, he loves me too much. He even dared rush into a fire for me. How could he leave me over something like this? Time ticked by. I stared at the empty seat across from me. 10 minutes, then another 10. Jiajia still didn't come. By then, since our arranged time, an hour had already passed. I was disappointed, but not terribly so. I had wanted to break up with her in person. Too bad someone didn't want an amicable ending. With that thought, I looked down and posted my prepared message. A few minutes later, Jing University's campus forum erupted again. Someone had shared a screenshot of my post. It read, "Happy to be single." Ignoring the uproar on campus, I drove straight to the airport. Once I got there, I had my driver take the car back to the villa. After telling Aunt Xiao where I was going, I turned off my phone and boarded the plane. 3 hours after I boarded, Jiajia finally left the hospital, but she never expected to hear that I had announced I was single. In disbelief, she opened my social media page, but all she saw was a single horizontal line. Jiajia froze. She wondered if I had blocked her or deleted her. Frantically, she dialed my number, but from the other end, all she heard was the cold automated message over and over. Jiajia didn't know what kind of situation she was in. She only felt that the moment she couldn't reach me, her world had turned upside down. Everything before her lost its color. Clinging to her last sliver of hope, she rushed to the address I'd sent her. Jiajia looked everywhere, hoping to see me, but people came and went, and I was nowhere to be found. Jiajia had opened this coffee shop especially for me. It was also where we went on dates most often. She gazed at the familiar place before her. It was as if every table held images of us chatting happily on our dates, our faces bright with smiles. But in an instant, the illusion shattered. Jiajia found an employee and asked where I'd gone. pretending to stay calm. Young Master Shen sat here for 2 hours before leaving. He didn't even order anything. When did he leave? Let me think. Around 10:30, I believe. Thinking of that time, Jiajia looked down at her phone. They had arranged to meet at the coffee shop at 9:30, but it was now 2 in the afternoon. After Shen Mo arrived at their arranged time, he had waited for her another hour. During that hour, what had Shen Mo been thinking? What decision had he made that led him to make no attempt to contact her? Throughout that hour she never showed up, though she hated to admit it. At that moment, Jiajia's misplaced certainty shattered completely. She began to realize that I was truly furious. Was Shen Mo doing this because he no longer wanted her? The moment that thought surfaced, Jiajia's eyes began to sting. Her hands trembled uncontrollably. She stumbled back to her car like a living corpse, repeatedly dialing my number with shaking hands. She had no idea how much time passed. The other phone on Jiajia's passenger seat began to vibrate too. Luli probably couldn't reach her main phone, so he called her backup phone. But Jiajia had no desire to answer. Her chest felt tight, her head pounded, and her eyes stung. Even blinking felt unbearably difficult. Yet her mind was completely blank. Jiajia wanted to drive to Shen Mo's home to find him, but found that her hands on the steering wheel had no strength at all. As Jiajia sat there in a daze, her best friend called. Jiajia answered at once. The first thing she said was, "Help me." Her friend froze for a moment, then she sighed and agreed. After telling her friend where she was, Jiajia finally found an outlet for her emotions. She murmured painfully, "I can't reach Shen Mo. I didn't know it would turn out like this. He must be heartbroken. So, he doesn't want to speak to me. You didn't know. You were just greedy. Jiajia, if we hadn't grown up together, then for what you did, I would look down on you too." Her friend's words were harsh, but Jiajia didn't argue back. She lowered her head. She was asking herself too, why had she betrayed Shen Mo? When had it all begun? Maybe it began with the fact that, even though everyone admired and praised him, the perfect child in everyone else's eyes, he was still the most special person in hers. No matter when, as long as he was there, her eyes would always find him. No matter the time, whenever he needed her, she would appear by his side without hesitation. She never threw tantrums, nor did she make demands. She gave without complaint. Over time, the proud, sharp-edged woman everyone else saw lost all her sharp edges around him. So, when Luli appeared with a completely different personality, Jiajia began to lose focus. Compared with me, who wanted so little, Luli was far too easy to please. If she tossed him even the slightest bit of attention, Luli would be happy for a whole month. That unfamiliar sense of accomplishment made her stop resisting Luli's deliberate advances. Her heart began to wander. She began lying to Shen Mo. She began spending more of her time on Luli. But what did I do wrong? Never before had Jiajia so clearly realized how vile and shameful she had been. She slumped helplessly against the driver's seat. When her friend arrived, what she saw was Jiajia looking like she was barely alive, catching the scent of disinfectant on her. Her friend covered her nose in disgust. "Don't tell me you plan to see Shen Mo in those filthy clothes." Hearing her friend's voice, Jiajia finally came back to herself. After a moment, she forced a faint smile. "I'll clean myself up before I go see him." Seeing her like this, her friend couldn't bring herself to say anything more. She took her to a hotel to wash up and get changed. Then they hurried to Shen Mo's home. But they waited outside his home for half an hour, and no one came out. Nervously, Jiajia stepped forward and tried to unlock the door with her fingerprint. But the instant she placed her finger on it, the system said, "Fingerprint not recognized." At that automated message, Jiajia went rigid. Unwilling to give up, she tried again. But Aunt Zhao's voice came from behind her. "Miss Xiao." "Aunt Zhao, I'm here to see Shen Mo. I know the young master has gone traveling. He won't be home for a while. When will he return?" "I don't know. I'm going abroad tomorrow for some time as well. You don't need to come here again." As Aunt Zhao finished speaking and turned to go inside, Jiajia hurriedly stopped her. "Aunt Zhao, could you please call Shen Mo for me? I have something to tell him." "Please. Those are the young master's instructions. I can't help you." "Miss Xiao, you've known the young master for years. You should know his temperament. Search your conscience. Ask yourself what you've done to make our young master cut you off so completely." Besides, from childhood until now, our young master has never suffered such hurt. You're the first person ever to anger him to tears. I hope you won't regret this someday. It felt as if something were lodged in Jiajia's throat. For a long while, she couldn't say a word. As for Aunt Zhao's question, she had no answer, nor did she have the nerve to answer. As the door before her closed once more, tears finally spilled from Jiajia's reddened eyes. Her clenched fist turned white. Her whole body seemed ready to collapse. Her friend took in her condition, but could only sigh in the end. She and Jiajia both knew they wouldn't see Shen Mo today. As for the future, Jiajia didn't dare think about it. Meanwhile, after my plane landed at Gangcheng International Airport, I happened upon a pot-bellied man harassing a young woman. He'd only wanted her contact information, but after she refused, he deliberately put his hands on her. Then he openly slandered her as a gold digger. Everyone around them just watched the spectacle. I couldn't stand by any longer, so I stepped in to help. But after only a few words, the man lost it and started cursing. I wasn't about to indulge him, so I hit him. Not long after, airport security rushed over and surrounded us. Meanwhile, in a private lounge nearby, several pairs of eyes watched the scene unfold. That guy is really good with words. He certainly does. But he's in for trouble now. Throwing punches at Gangcheng Airport. It's not exactly a huge deal, but it isn't a small one either. If that man keeps pressing the issue, I'm afraid that kid will spend a few days at the station. Sister Han, are you going to play the beauty who saves the hero? Don't worry. He doesn't need rescuing. Zhang Yuyao frowned at that. She was about to say more when she saw me make a call in the distance. Then, the security chief spoke into his radio, then respectfully gestured for me to leave. After I left, they grabbed the man, still kneeling on the floor, to her to stand and dragged him away. Sister Han, how did you know he would be fine? When that guy got off the plane, the flight crew personally escorted him out. For the crew to treat him with such importance, it means he's more than just wealthy. He must have another kind of status. Outside the airport, the girl was so insistent on treating me to dinner that I couldn't refuse. By the time I checked into my hotel, it was already 8 that evening. Looking at my phone battery draining rapidly from the constant calls, I frowned in irritation. Only then did I put it on charge, while calling my parents to let them know I was safe. The next day, my parents asked me to tell my older sister, Shen Qingyu, my hotel address, so she could bring me a few things. After I hung up, I saw another call slip through. I clicked my tongue impatiently. It was an unfamiliar number, but I didn't need to think to know who was calling. On the other end, Jiajia thought I wouldn't answer this call either, but the call connected. Seeing the call screen, Jiajia's heart skipped a beat. Are you okay? In less than a day, Jiajia was already a shadow of herself. Dark circles lay beneath her bloodshot eyes. She looked utterly drained. I can't see you, but even if I could, I wouldn't care. Miss Xiao, aren't you tired? More than 99 missed calls and messages. If my phone weren't well made, I think it would have crashed by now. Where are you? I'll come find you. Can we talk this through face-to-face? What exactly do you want to talk about? How you were flirting with Lu Li behind my back? How thrilling your immoral affair was? Or that even though you cheated, I'm still the one you love most. Jiajia, your apology means jack shit to me. It's not like that. Shen Mo, between Lu Li and me, nothing physical ever happened. At most, there was that hug. Nothing else happened. Don't reject me outright. Please, give me another chance. Choking back sobs, she pleaded for another chance. Since losing contact with me yesterday, Jiajia felt as though her world had gone blank. There was only one thought in her mind. He was the one she couldn't live without. Only by finding me could everything around her have meaning again. So she kept trying to reach me like a woman possessed. But all she got in return was, it means jack shit. Before Jiajia could say another word, the phone gave only a string of busy tones. She instinctively called back, only to find I blocked that number. So she had no choice but to call from another phone. Looking at my phone ringing again, I remembered what I'd promised my parents. So I resisted turning it off. So the first thing I did after heading out was to get a new phone line at a carrier store. Then I sent my parents the new number and suspended my old card. Only then did I follow the map's recommendation to a bar. A few minutes later, Zhang Yuyao followed a bartender as she walked toward me. At the time, I was sitting on a bar stool, idly playing with my phone. She looked up and yawned, then abruptly stopped in her tracks, her eyes widening. It can't be this much of a coincidence, can it? Zhang Yuyao's heart skipped a beat. Then she leaned against the bar beside me. I'm the bar manager, handsome. What can I do for you? I'm booking all the booths by the shore. Only after entering the bar did I realize this cobblestone streets far end led straight to the coastline. From those seats, you could take in the entire coastal view. I have a peculiar habit. I like finding peace amid the noise. Zhang Yuyao followed my gaze toward the bar's west side, then laughed. You're being a little demanding. That's the best area in the bar, and you want it all to yourself. If you weren't so handsome, I'd be tempted to throw you out. I glanced at her. Then, as if by magic, I produced a card. Do you want to make money or not? Zhang Yuyao stared at the card in my hand, then smiled until her eyes narrowed. She took the card and handed it to a server behind her. Only then did she ask me, how much space do you need? Everything within 10 meters. Zhang Yuyao agreed without hesitation. With a single look from her, someone immediately began clearing tables. Soon, someone led me to the floor-to-ceiling windows. Sister Yao, why did you agree to his request? The bar isn't short on money. Zhang Yuyao glanced at him, recalling how, at the airport, a certain woman couldn't take her eyes off me. She replied pointedly, I'm afraid someone will chew me out. After he walked away, the young man who'd asked finally realized what Zhang Yuyao had meant. Zhang Yuyao didn't care what the bar staff thought. She quickly entered the elevator and went up to the second floor. Then she rushed straight into a private room. Guess who I ran into downstairs? But when she opened the door, the two people inside were already asleep. She pursed her lips, gave a lazy yawn, and closed her eyes too. Half an hour later, Lang Yu finally patted her awake. Let's go downstairs and eat. Yawning, Zhang Yuyao groggily followed the other two out. The moment they left the private room, Zhang Yuyao suddenly woke up. Just as she was about to speak, she saw Qinghan standing ahead, watching downstairs. Noticing her gaze, Zhang Yuyao smacked her forehead. Sister Han, I forgot to tell you. That guy booked that whole area. The bar counter, where we usually eat, is within his 10-meter zone too. Right now, 1/3 of the guests in the main hall are lined up in front of my table. Even those not in line are focused on me. Even plenty of guys have joined in. I welcome anyone who comes, as long as they line up, and they have a pretty face and a great figure. Anyone can sit across from me for a round of dice. Winners get my contact information. Losers run a lap along the shore outside. As they stood there, two more girls ran outside. Only then did Zhang Yuyao realize what was happening. She dramatically covered her face. This guy sure knows how to have fun. Lang Yu offered no comment. Qinghan, meanwhile, had already looked away. She headed for the elevator. For some reason, Zhang Yuyao suddenly felt a chill. She deliberately bumped Lang Yu. Don't you think something feels off? What's off is your brain. You even sold off our dining spot. You might as well donate your brain to. Qinghan disliked the smell of food in private rooms, which was why they ate on the first floor. Zhang Yuyao clearly knew why Lang Yu was angry. She hurried after her, pleading, I'll negotiate with him. I'll borrow a table so we can eat. Zhang Yuyao did not take Lang Yu's coldness to heart. Once downstairs, she hurried over to me. After greeting me, she sat across from me. Drinks are on the house today. Can we borrow a table to eat at? Please. When I nodded, Zhang Yuyao immediately went to the booth beside mine and waved Qinghan and Lang Yu over. Lang Yu muttered disdainfully, You're one of this place's owners, yet you have to borrow a table from a customer just to eat. This is all Zhang Yuyao's doing. Qinghan, on the other hand, seemed completely unaffected. She looked away from me, then walked over and sat beside Zhang Yuyao. While they waited for the food, Zhang Yuyao sprawled across the sofa nearest me, watching me play dice with people who came to flirt. Minute by minute, time passed. There were barely any challengers left in front of me. Not one had beaten me. Bored, I yawned. Then I got up to leave. Zhang Yuyao froze when she saw me move. Then she quickly said, You're leaving? Are you that bored? How about playing with us instead? Sister Han is really good at dice. At that, I stopped. I turned my head, my gaze falling on the woman looking down at her phone. To be honest, of all the women I had met, she was the woman I found most captivating. As if sensing my gaze, Qinghan looked up from her phone. Our eyes met. I openly nodded at her, then walked up to her. Want to play? Hearing that, Qinghan gave a soft laugh. You're asking what you already know. What are we playing? There had been such a commotion over at my table. Had she not noticed? It was possible. After all, she'd been on her phone. After thinking it over, I completely lost interest. After all, it was only because this woman had looked at me that I came over in the first place. Since she was not interested, there was no point playing. With that thought, I gave her an apologetic smile. Sorry to bother you. With that, I turned to leave. Qinghan watched me walk away, her heart suddenly tightening. Play, she blurted out. I heard her, but I still pretended not to hear it. But Zhang Yuyao would not let me leave like that. She hurried over and stopped me. She said urgently, Play, play. Sister Han said she'll play. I won't play with her. How about I play with you? At that, Luo Qingyu froze. But the next second, he caught Qinghan's look and immediately understood. He shook his head hard. I don't know how to play. Play with Sister Han. She's really good. Though he praised Qinghan aloud, his eyes were full of pleading. Heaven knew how rare it was for Qinghan to give anyone a second glance. If she ruined this, the big shots backing Zhang Yuyao would skin him alive. Though we had just met, I quickly understood what he meant. I was not too willing, so I planned to turn her down politely. But he clearly did not want to play with me. How could that be? She's just putting on airs, you know. I laughed without thinking. I turned to look at Qinghan. She had gone stiff with embarrassment at those words, yet tried to keep a straight face, pretending nothing had happened. That only made me laugh even more freely. I sat down across from her again and shook the dice cup on the table. How do we play? Qinghan leaned forward slightly. Best 2 out of 3. We'll use your rules. The loser runs a lap outside. The winner gets the other's contact information, high or low. Qinghan did not fuss over it. She let me decide. Low it is. You go first. Qinghan did not refuse again. She slid the dice cup across the table and casually shook it 2 or 3 times before stopping. Then she gestured for me to go ahead. I gave mine a few shakes and set it down. The result was exactly as Zhang Yuyao had said. Even though I rolled 3 ones every round, Qinghan stacked all 3 on top of each other, leaving only one die showing a 1. I had no way around it. A bet's a bet. I stood up, ready to run my lap outside. Seeing me move, Qinghan immediately gave Zhang Yuyao a look. Zhang Yuyao instantly caught on and stopped me again. Wait, handsome, hold on. What? Are you ladies being kind and letting me skip the run? Of course not. We won. We want your contact information. Hearing that, I could not play dumb anymore. I could only take out my phone obediently. After Qinghan and I added each other and saved our names, Zhang Yuyao joined in too. I want to add you too, but I definitely can't play dice as well as you. How about I comp everything whenever you come here? You might as well buy me dinner instead. Anyone could tell Zhang Yuyao was a foodie. If I followed her lead, I would not have to worry about a bad meal. Zhang Yuyao quickly scanned my code. Then it's a deal. I'm Zhang Yuyao. By the way, are you visiting Gangcheng? For now, I suppose I am. Message me if you need anything. I'm heading back to rest. See you next time. Without giving Zhang Yuyao a chance to stop me, I left the bar first. A few minutes later, seeing Qinghan's thoughtful expression, Leng Yu could not help asking, What's wrong, Sister Han? Are you interested in him? Qinghan rubbed her throbbing temples and sighed. But he isn't interested in me. Leng Yu neither agreed nor disagreed. She glanced at Zhang Yuyao. It seems he was warmer toward Zhang Yuyao than he was toward you. But those words startled Zhang Yuyao, who was scrolling through my social media post. How could that be? But thinking back to what had just happened, it did seem that way. Shen was friendlier to me than to Qinghan. As she spoke, she held her phone out to Qinghan. Look, he just broke up. Judging from his post, it happened only a couple of days ago. Leng Yu leaned over, disbelief written all over her face. What? No way. There really are people this blind. Even if my looks and personality are not his type, he could not honestly say I'm not a catch. But when she saw what was on my social media, even she fell silent for a rare moment. So there really is someone that blind. Zhang Yuyao frowned as she began to analyze it. So Shen came to Gangcheng to heal from heartbreak. That's perfect. Sister Han, make your move while he's vulnerable. Looking at Zhang Yuyao's excited face, Qinghan could not help doubting herself. Was I really that obvious? Not obvious at all. It is just that from the moment you first saw Shen yesterday, you couldn't bear to look away. And yesterday at the airport, you said he didn't need our help. Yet you still contacted the airport manager to make things easier for him. When Qinghan said that, she had clearly just sent someone a message. Zhang Yuyao had sharp eyes. She caught a glimpse of the message at once. If Qinghan's actions yesterday could be dismissed as a sudden burst of kindness, then what she did today truly caught both of them by surprise. That was why Zhang Yuyao had asked to borrow a table from me and egged Qinghan and me into playing dice. Qinghan hadn't refused, which meant her guess was right. Watching the two of them trade knowing looks, Qinghan shook her head helplessly. Without denying it, Qinghan had never been in love, but she knew her feelings for me were far more than wanting to be ordinary friends. Her racing heartbeat, the burning heat in her body, all reminded her that she had never felt anything like this before. As she thought of it, she murmured my name in her heart. After a long moment, under Zhang Yuyao and Lang Yu's teasing gazes, the tips of her ears turned red. At last, she laid down one rule. Don't bother him. Zhang Yuyao and Lang Yu exchanged a look and nodded in agreement. Lang Yu knew love had to take its natural course. As for Zhang Yuyao, she thought, as long as she did not mention Qinghan, inviting me out for fun would not go against Qinghan's wishes. Meanwhile, from the moment I left the bar, I noticed quite a few hidden eyes tracking my every move. Strangely, before I could do anything, those watchful eyes vanished completely. I circled the area a few more times and made sure the people secretly following me had truly disappeared for good. Only then did I take a cab back to the hotel. After washing up, I took my phone out onto the hotel balcony. I lay back in the rocking chair and opened WeChat to reply to my messages. Seeing that I was back online, my friend immediately sent several question marks. Then he told me what had happened that day. The photos and videos of Jiajia and Luowei on the campus forum had all disappeared. He guessed Jiajia had hired someone to remove them. Besides that, my friend sent me a photo. Jiajia had said on the campus forum that her situation with Luowei was only a misunderstanding, and that our relationship was stable, that we had not broken up. It looks like a lot of people believed her. Jiajia and I grew up together as childhood sweethearts. We had dated for years, and we were evenly matched in looks, family background, and ability. So, in the eyes of Jing University students, we were a perfect match. After the photos from my social media came out that day, many people refused to believe them. They thought someone had doctored the photos to deliberately drive us apart. But after Jiajia posted that statement today, even more people believed she and I had not split up. I opened the photo my friend had sent. It was a screenshot of Jiajia's statement. It read, "Thank you all for your concern. Shen and I are in a stable relationship." As for the photos from a few days ago, they were simply a well-intentioned act of helping someone in trouble. Please, stop maliciously spreading the related photos and videos. Otherwise, I will take action to protect my legal rights. It was a short statement, firmly worded and impossible to fault. I curled my lips in a cold smile. After replying to my friend, I opened the campus forum, because it was still trending. Jiajia's post was still at the top. I found it without even searching. I opened the comments, and immediately typed a line. I am currently single. The claim that Jiajia and I are in a stable relationship is entirely a rumor fabricated by Jiajia. Also, the photos and videos of Jiajia and Luowei embracing romantically in the rain were originally released by me. Best wishes. May you to stay tied to each other forever. After posting that reply, I thought, since Jiajia was so determined to discuss me, there was no need for me to be too polite. So I copied the message again and posted it on my own page. I even tagged Jiajia and Luowei. Once I was done, I felt refreshed as I scrolled through my phone for a while, then went back to my room to sleep. Meanwhile, when Jiajia saw my response, her face darkened beyond recognition. She immediately opened my campus forum, private chat window. Shen, where are you? Do you really have to be this ruthless? For the sake of all the years we shared, give me a chance. Please let me explain. After waiting a long time, Jiajia still received no reply from me. Heartbroken and weak, she leaned against the sofa. She drained the drink on the table, then sent me another message. It is fine if you do not want to see me. Luowei can explain it to you right now, okay? I only wanted you to care about me a little more. That hug that day was all there was between him and me. Shen, you are the only one I love. I never wanted to leave you. Shen, please do not cruelly abandon me. After sending that message, Jiajia slid down the sofa onto the carpet. She had no idea which powerful faction had stepped in, but she could not find my current location at all. I gave her no chance to catch her breath, simply vanishing from her life. Jiajia was in constant pain. All she could do was scroll through our chat history, hoping my message would arrive the next second. She thought even if I cursed or hit her, that would be better than receiving no word from me at all. Yet when she did receive such cold, heartless words from me, they cut her heart to pieces. Jiajia closed her eyes, and tears streamed from the corners of them. Shen Mo, I truly know I was wrong. Why can you not soften your heart toward me? Even a little. You loved me so much. You did. Ever since I dropped that bombshell on the campus forum, I had not paid much attention to news from Jingxi. One rainy day, I took an afternoon nap. The moment I woke up, I received a message from Zhang Yuyao. We had only met once. I truly had not expected her to be so proactive. With that thought, I opened the chat. Shen Mo, want to come out and have some fun? I am hosting a gathering at an estate. The scenery is beautiful. Interested? The moment I opened the chat, Zhang Yuyao saw the notification that I was typing. She hurriedly sent another message. Come on, please come. Everyone, there is one of the nicer people in our circle. I will not let them ruin your fun. Reading that, I gave it some thought and deleted the words, I am not going. She had been this considerate, and I had nothing else to do. There was no harm in going out for a little fun, so I asked her for the time and place. When she saw that I agreed, Zhang Yuyao grinned from ear to ear. We will leave in an hour. It is private property, so outside vehicles cannot enter. I will pick you up. Of course, if you would rather, I can wait for you at the entrance. Since I had agreed to go with her, I did not mind letting her know where I lived. Given the Luo family's status in Gangcheng, they could find out if they truly wanted to. So I sent her my location directly, and our pass quickly. As soon as I got up, I received a photo from Zhang Yuyao. It said, I am downstairs. After telling my sister, Shen Qingyu, where I was going, I took the elevator downstairs. When I walked out of the hotel, Zhang Yuyao spotted me at once. She first leaned out the car window, then realized that was improper, and quickly ducked back inside. Then she opened the car door. Actually, Zhang Yuyao did not need to call out. I could see her already. That white Range Rover was impossible to miss. I strode quickly to the car. As I debated whether to sit in front or back, Zhang Yuyao opened the rear door for me. There is a little tyrant in the front seat, so you will have to settle for the back. Sorry. I nodded and thanked her. Just as I was about to get in, a pair of hands entered my view. I looked upward, and my gaze met that of the woman in the car. As she looked back at me, when we met again, I was still stunned by Qinghan's looks. She was simply too perfect. Need a hand. Hearing that, I could not quite read her intentions. I looked at her hand, then at her face. In the end, I took her arm without hesitation. Once seated, I began buckling my seatbelt. Qinghan, meanwhile, stared intently at where my hand had just rested. She thought my hand was warm. When my hand touched her, her heart felt strangely ticklish. Her body even trembled. Qinghan thought she was acting strangely, as though her whole body were about to burn. She pressed her lips together, feeling heat rise to her ears. She hurriedly turned to the window, trying to hide it. Zhang Yuyao took in what was happening behind her, secretly stifling a few laughs. Then, humming a tune, she started the car. On the road, I gripped my seatbelt rather tightly. Qinghan, having regained her composure, sharply noticed my movement. She frowned in thought, then lightly kicked the front seat. Slow down. Shen Mo, are you feeling unwell? I get carsick. It is fine. It is not too bad. I will not throw up when I get carsick. I just feel dizzy. At that, Zhang Yuyao immediately slowed down even more. Noticing what she did, I hurriedly stopped her. Just drive at your usual speed. Better to get it over with quickly. Zhang Yuyao looked doubtful, but seeing my firm expression, she had no choice but to speed up. A few minutes later, Qinghan suddenly told her to stop again. Soon, someone waiting by the roadside passed over the shopping bag in their hand. Qinghan took it, opened it, and checked inside, only after confirming it was what she wanted. Did she take something out and hand it to me? Honey grapefruit lemon tea. It will ease your discomfort. I paused in surprise, then pointed at myself. This is for me. You are the only one in this car who needs it. Then I will gladly take it. Thank you. I smiled politely at her and accepted the cup. As I tipped my head back, my Adam's apple bobbed up and down. Qinghan was briefly transfixed by the sight. After I finished drinking, Gu Qinghan took another box of medicine from the bag and handed it to me. Motion sickness medicine. It is unopened. Now I truly felt a little embarrassed. Remembering her name, I turned to her. Gu Qinghan, are you always this thoughtful and considerate? The moment Zhang Yuyao heard that from the front seat, she burst out laughing. Gu Qinghan, thoughtful. That was practically the funniest joke she had ever heard. Yet Gu Qinghan in the back showed no sign of guilt. She did not answer my question either. Instead, she said with a smile, we still have an hour's drive to our destination. Take the medicine, and the rest of the trip will be easier. I nodded, popped out a pill, and swallowed it. Then I leaned back against the seat to rest. As for whether Gu Qinghan was a thoughtful person, we had only just met. It was not all that important to me. Time passed bit by bit. My breathing grew steadier. With the car swaying, my head gradually tilted to one side. Just as it was about to hit the window, Gu Qinghan leaned over and instinctively reached out her hand. Her hand came between my head and the glass. The next second, my forehead settled securely into her palm. When she lowered her eyes and saw my face, Gu Qinghan finally realized how abrupt her action had been. She held her breath without meaning to, afraid of waking me from my sleep. But then, Gu Qinghan suddenly felt as if her heartbeat no longer belonged to her. Beat after beat, it gave away her nervous, helpless feelings completely. When I opened my eyes, I saw Gu Qinghan, her expression drawn tight. We were very close. Close enough that Gu Qinghan could smell me, and I could smell the sandalwood scent on her. Her arm was stretched out before me, and where my forehead rested was warm. I shifted slightly, moving my head away, and freeing Gu Qinghan's hand. Gu Qinghan withdrew her hand, looking a little flustered. Sorry for disturbing your rest. I shook my head, studying her features, then smiled softly. I like sandalwood too. Among perfume scents, I am practically obsessed with sandalwood. That is why I would give Xiao Jiajia perfumes containing sandalwood notes. But unfortunately, Xiao Jiajia never used them. But Gu Qinghan before me confirmed that my taste was right. A cool, reserved woman suits this kind of woody fragrance. After thinking it over, my eyes lit up. I have a perfume that would suit you perfectly, but I did not bring it with me. I will have someone mail it over another day. May I give it to you then? At that, Gu Qinghan held my gaze. After a long moment, she forced herself to look away. Do you often give people gifts, Mr. Shen? No, but Miss Gu's looks and presence are truly perfect for that perfume. I had it custom made. It is one of a kind. Do you want it? Gu Qinghan had not given me a clear answer earlier, so I asked again. Seconds ticked by. Zhang Yuyao, driving in front, only felt an unspoken intimacy filling the car. But at a time like this, she wisely kept quiet and did not interrupt. After a long moment, Gu Qinghan held back the urge to smile, then nodded. Then it is settled. As I spoke, I asked her for her address on my phone. Zhang Yuyao drove on for a while, then reminded us. That little tyrant is here. With that, she stopped at a fork in the road. 2 cars were already parked there. When they saw us, a young boy ran over. Zhang Yuyao, you have some nerve. You actually did not come pick me up. But once he saw who was in the back seat, he abruptly stood at attention. Then he hurriedly put on a fawning smile. Qinghan, it has been a long time. Gu Qinghan gave him a cool glance. She said nothing, but that single glance was enough to make Xiao Yan shudder. Ever since childhood, Xiao Yan had feared nothing. He could even trade a few blows with his own father. But Gu Qinghan terrified him to his very core. Had he known Gu Qinghan would attend today's gathering, he would have found an excuse to skip it. Hadn't they said Gu Qinghan was not coming? Why had she suddenly shown up? He shrank back, trying to hide behind the others. But as he moved, he noticed the other person getting out of the car. After we were introduced, he greeted me. He seemed like the kind of guy who made friends instantly. After only a few words, he started asking whether I had an older brother or sister. I blinked, about to answer. But just then, a voice suddenly sounded behind us. What are you talking about? That voice was so icy that even I felt goosebumps rising. Xiao Yan, who had just been making faces at me, heard that voice and went silent as if someone had grabbed him by the throat. Nothing much. But why do you care what I am talking about? As he spoke, his eyes darted around. He glanced at me, then smiled. After that, he ran off. Seeing that I had been left out in the cold, Gu Qinghan called out to me from nearby. I looked toward her voice and saw Gu Qinghan leaning against a Range Rover. She crooked a finger at me. By the shape of her lips, she seemed to be telling me to come over. I admit, It was quite a sight. But why did it feel like she was teasing a dog? I muttered under my breath and strolled over at an unhurried pace. Qinghan watched my moving lips. When I approached, she asked, "What were you saying just now?" My expression instantly froze. Her hearing could not be that good, could it? I did not think I had even made a sound. From my troubled expression, Qinghan easily guessed what I was thinking. "I saw you mouthing the words." I did not hear it. Only then did I understand. I turned around and found a spot beside Qinghan to lean against. It was nothing. If Qinghan heard what I had been thinking, she might actually start treating me like a dog. Where would that leave my dignity? It was an obvious brush-off, and of course Qinghan could tell. So she changed the subject. "Feeling any better after getting out and resting a while?" "I am fine. I do not feel too bad now. Actually, after the honey grapefruit lemon tea and a little sleep, I felt much better. Maybe the medicine has kicked in now, and getting out for fresh air helped too. I barely feel carsick at all anymore." Hearing that, the smile at Qinghan's lips deepened. In the end, neither of us spoke. We simply looked up at the sky together. After a while, Xiao was already horsing around with the others in the distance. He looked around, then chose to go complain to Zhang Yuyao. As he passed Qinghan and me, he deliberately sped up. Watching the younger man's boundless energy, I could not help smiling. Qinghan beside me quickly noticed my smile. "You like people with personalities like Xiaoyan's." Qinghan could tell. From Zhang Yuyao to Xiaoyan, I have a soft spot for outgoing people. I cannot resist lively, high-spirited people. "How could you tell?" I used my eyes. "Then your eyes are very perceptive. Do you not think people like that make you feel warm?" When I first came back to China, I felt out of place with everything around me. I could speak Chinese, but my grasp of context and my speaking speed, compared with kids my age, were far behind. Maybe it was pride. Back then, I hated speaking in front of others. I was terrified they would see my weakness. But there were always a few kids around me who kept begging me to play with them. Maybe they thought I was good looking. So even when I turned them down again and again, they patiently stayed by my side. When they first noticed how slowly I spoke, they did not laugh at me. They patiently waited for me to finish. Later, they even helped me practice speaking faster. Over time, once I adjusted, I fully fit into my surroundings. Though we barely stayed in touch after graduation, ever since then, people with personalities like theirs have always felt familiar to me. I was reminiscing about the past, but after hearing the word warm, Qinghan began to reflect inwardly. With a personality like mine, would Shen find me warm? The answer was no. Other than Zhang Yuyao and a few others, almost everyone in Gangcheng feared her. She certainly was not someone who made people feel warm. Not long after, the group set off again and arrived at the estate. After getting out of the cars, everyone went off to do their own thing. Only Xiao and I had nothing to do. He pulled me into a corner of the estate, then gave me a thumbs up. "Brother Mo, you are so handsome. So, since I praised you so highly, could you tell me what your relationship with Sister Qinghan is?" "Why do you ask?" "Because you are the first man Sister Qinghan has ever had around her. She has ever treated so well." "The first? Seriously? With a face like Qinghan's? She must have plenty of admirers." "Surprised, right? So am I." "Brother Mo, how exactly did you win Sister Qinghan over?" The way he asked made it clear he was convinced Qinghan and I were involved. As Xiao saw it, Qinghan was cold, slow to warm up, and detached. People like them only got an audience with Qinghan because of their family's connections. But I was different. According to what he had learned from Zhang Yuyao, for today's gathering, Qinghan had even come to a gathering she had not planned to attend. Yet even so, this was only the second time Qinghan and I had met. And when everyone had gathered earlier, Qinghan had even found an excuse to pull me into her car and personally drive me. Forget Xiao. Even Zhang Yuyao and the others had never ridden in a car Qinghan was driving. "What are you talking about?" "I won her over." Confused, I turned to look at Qinghan in the distance. As if she sensed my gaze, she glanced back at me. Our eyes met. I smiled at her without hesitation, then turned back to Xiao. "Why would I need to win her over? Could it not be that she wants to win me over?" Judging by Zhang Yuyao and the others' reactions, I was not so oblivious that I could not tell. Qinghan had feelings for me. "Brother Mo, that is quite a bold claim." "Are you serious?" "I am just teasing you. I have no plans to get involved with Qinghan right now." Do not overthink it. Seeing how indifferent I was, Xiao Yan immediately grew anxious. You could, though. I was only asking out of curiosity. I did not mean anything else. I have someone I like. The one who came with me earlier. I know. Do not be nervous. Seeing how anxious he looked, I quickly reassured him. At the same time, I wondered what Qinghan had done to scare him this badly. Just then, familiar footsteps sounded behind us. From where Xiao Yan stood, he could see who was coming. But the instant his gaze swept over, he hid behind me. Brother Mo, Sister Qinghan and Sister Yuyao are coming over. Seeing him practically trying to shrink behind my back, Zhang Yuyao nearly laughed. Seeing their reactions, Xiao Yan remained silent. He only knew that with me there, Qinghan would not pay him much attention. Sure enough, from the moment Qinghan approached until she stopped, her eyes never left me. Only after all four of us fell silent, did Qinghan finally glance at Xiao Yan. That look felt like a pardon to Xiao Yan. He took one huge stride and bolted. My lips twitched at the sight. I looked at Qinghan. You scared Xiao Yan away. Who is going to keep me company now? Zhang Yuyao jumped in. Sister Qinghan can keep you company. There is a swing right over there. Qinghan likes swings. Why do you two not go try it? You two decide for yourselves. I will go check on the food. In no time at all, the two of them had vanished. Qinghan was in no hurry. She simply stood quietly beside me. Now and then, her gaze settled on me. When she saw me lost in thought, staring at the view, she did not disturb me. Half an hour later, when Zhang Yuyao and the others called us to eat, I finally came back to myself. Qinghan and I walked over together. The estate's vegetables were all homegrown. Even the chickens, ducks, and geese had just been slaughtered. Everything was for the sake of freshness. They had even brought along a professional chef team. After dinner, night had fallen. The others silently understood and left me with Qinghan. The line of cars entered downtown Gangcheng and gradually went their separate ways. In the end, only Qinghan's car remained on the road. She slowed down more and more, hoping the road could stretch a little farther still. In the end, I could not stay awake any longer. My eyes drifted shut. Only then did she pick up speed. When we reached the hotel, Qinghan got out again and accepted a tote bag from someone waiting at the entrance. I had someone make you a cup of hawthorn juice, but only drink half of it. Too much might upset your stomach. All right, thank you for your concern, Miss Gu. I will head up first. Text me when you get home, so I know you are safe. With that, I waved. Then I turned and entered the hotel. Only after I vanished completely from sight did Qinghan turn, get in her car, and leave. A few days later, in a basement somewhere in Gangcheng, hoarse, feeble pleas rang out one after another. The iron door at the basement entrance opened. Someone already waiting inside handed over a pair of gloves prepared in advance. Sister Han, we have learned everything we needed to know. Everything they photographed has been dealt with. How many photos did they take? The assistant immediately handed her a phone. They are all photos of Mr. Shen going about his daily life. The hotel where Mr. Shen is staying is fairly secure, so they did not have time to infiltrate it. Qinghan took the phone and flipped through the photos one by one. When she saw my smiling face in the photos, her cheeks flushed without her realizing it. But when she remembered that these photos had been obtained through their filthy methods, Qinghan's expression darkened. She patiently deleted every photo, one by one. Only after ensuring there would be no loose ends did she ask her assistant who was behind it. It was Ruyan, the eldest of the Liu family's grandchildren. The day Mr. Shen went to the bar, she happened to be there. Ruyan is obsessed with good looks. With Mr. Shen looking the way he does, it is only natural that she set her sights on him. Qinghan headed for the room at the end of the hall. Only then did she refute him. It has nothing to do with Shenmo's looks. She had people follow and secretly photograph Shenmo, solely because Ruyan is a player. Once inside the room, she personally interrogated the people submerged in water again. After confirming no information had been missed, Qinghan removed her gloves and tossed them onto the floor. Ignoring the agonized howls behind her, Qinghan turned and left. Send over what they did, along with the evidence. Leave the rest to the authorities. Oh, and arrange for the old man of the Liu family to see me. The person he cannot control, I will control for him. The next day, I waged a long battle beneath the covers, but I still could not open my eyes. Not until Shen Qingyu called did I reluctantly get out of bed. Still asleep? It should already be noon in China. I slept well last night. I do not want to get up. My people in Gangcheng noticed that someone has been following you these past few days. After receiving the news, I had someone look into their identities. But 2 days ago, everyone following you disappeared. Just now, my people received word that someone had put them behind bars. Hearing that, my eyes flew open. Sis, was that not your doing? Of course not. If it were me, would I even tell you? I frowned at that. As I considered the truth, several familiar figures came to mind. After waiting a moment, when I still did not speak, Shen Qingyu keenly sensed something. She asked bluntly, "Do you know who it was?" I have a guess. I know Qinghan and Zhang Yuyao. I had dinner with them a few days ago. But whether they were behind this, I cannot be sure. Why would they help you? Because you are from the Gu family in Jingxi. I thought about it. Then, rather narcissistically, said, "Who knows? Maybe Qinghan wants to pursue me. But why Qinghan, and not Zhang Yuyao?" After an awkward silence, Shen Qingyu seriously considered it, and decided it was not impossible. This time, I was the one left speechless. After a moment, I finally said, "Maybe because Qinghan is prettier than Zhang Yuyao. Qinghan is unpredictable and difficult to read. She is also the current head of the Gu family. Ordinary people cannot afford to cross her. Are you sure you want anything to do with her? And what about Jiajia? Have you really let her go?" Shen Qingyu believed that given my personality, I could not have let go of Jiajia so quickly. Otherwise, I would not have needed to leave Jingxi for Gangcheng. The only reason I did so was to run away, until I had completely let go of my feelings for Jiajia, and would not soften or go back because she acted vulnerable. But I should not use another person or another relationship to achieve that. I instantly understood what Shen Qingyu meant. I immediately rolled my eyes. "Sis, we broke up. I was not widowed. Besides, Jiajia betrayed me. Why should I be sad over losing her? Or even hurt an innocent person because of her? The way I was raised never taught me to pine for a cheating, worthless woman. As for leaving Jing City, I simply wanted to get out and have some fun. If it absolutely has to be related to Jiajia, it is because I will not give her a chance to harass and discuss me. Do you understand now?" Hearing that, Shen Qingyu should have felt relieved, because I would never lie to my family. But when she thought of Qinghan, who had been in contact with me, and her heart climbed back into her throat. After all, compared to Jiajia, Qinghan was far too dangerous. After reassuring my worried older sister once more, I used being hungry and needing food as an excuse to end the call. Then I opened my chat with Zhang Yuyao and asked about the people following me, but she said she did not know either. Then unexpectedly called me. It was not me, but I think it may have been Sister Han. Even if it was not Sister Han, she can help you get to the bottom of it. Why not ask her? Here is the thing. Sister Han may be busy today, so she may not have time to reply to your messages. I happen to be going to see her. Why do I not take you there myself? Did that sound reasonable at all? If Qinghan was busy, why would she have time for me? That was what I thought. So I asked her directly, if Qinghan is busy, does she still have time for me? Zhang Yuyao smacked her forehead. Then she gave a timid explanation. The hint could not have been more obvious. No matter how busy Sister Han is, she will always make time to see you. Do you want to go? Go on, go. But I pretended not to get it. All right, but I do not know the way. Send me the address first. No need to make it so complicated. I will come pick you up. With that, she hung up. Half an hour later, Zhang Yuyao's car entered the Gu family estate. After she parked, we still had a fair walk ahead. Along the way, I caught that sandalwood scent several times. When we reached the villa, an elderly man stood at the entrance, slightly bent over. A woman knelt beside him. My gaze swept over them both. Though I was curious, I had no intention of prying. Zhang Yuyao stopped before the old man, giving him a small nod. She politely greeted him, "Elder Liu. It is Yuyao. You are here to see Qinghan." "Yes, I need to speak with Sister Han. Then I will head inside first." Elder Liu forced a smile. Zhang Yuyao gave him a perfunctory reply. Her gaze passed over Elder Liu's pale face, and his forehead beaded with sweat. Elder Liu nodded, and from the corner of his eye, he noticed me standing beside Zhang Yuyao, and was rather surprised. Which family does this young master belong to? for Zhang Yuyao to bring him to see Qinghan. His background could not be ordinary. As Elder Liu pondered my identity, he failed to notice his kneeling granddaughter. When she saw my face, her expression froze. Now, Liu Ruyan finally understood why Qinghan had suddenly turned on the Liu family. Had he not met Qinghan only once? Could Zhang Yuyao have taken a liking to him? Or had Qinghan taken a liking to him? Oh no, I competed with Qinghan over a man. But I had not even made a move. I only had someone take a few photos, because I wanted to learn more about him. The more Liu Ruyan thought about it, the paler she became. She silently drew a sharp breath. Then she reached up and tugged at Elder Liu's sleeve. Grandpa, I think I know why Qinghan came after our family. Please wait here a moment. I will go let Sister Han know you are here. Meanwhile, Zhang Yuyao led me to the living room foyer and asked me to wait a moment while she went to announce me. Once inside the living room, she greeted the powerful figures seated inside. Before walking over to Qinghan, she lowered her voice and said, Shen wanted to see you, so I brought him. He is waiting in the foyer. Do you want to see him? Qinghan had barely noticed Zhang Yuyao's arrival, but hearing this, she looked up from her documents, slowly raising her head. Her gaze crossed the living room and fell on the jade screen by the foyer. Then she handed the documents to her assistant. That is all for today. You may leave. In the Gu family, Qinghan's word was final. No matter how far the discussions had gone, or whether the issues were settled, the moment Qinghan dismissed them, no one dared linger another second. The people in the living room filed out. I kept a polite smile, and was about to step aside. But Qinghan appeared before I could step aside. She stopped a steps away from me, restraining the urge to come closer. Mr. Shen, I am sorry to have kept you waiting. I shook my head, feeling the others' curious gazes landing on me now and then. I calmly continued speaking with Qinghan. I hardly waited at all. I came here because there is something I want to ask you. Qinghan gestured for me to enter. I walked forward, passing Qinghan step by step and entering the living room. Seeing Qinghan deliberately follow one step behind me, someone among those preparing to leave could not contain their curiosity and whispered, Who is that? I do not know. If it is not part of your duties, do not ask questions. I was only curious. All right, let us go. The person asked wanted to argue, but sharp, unseen gazes settled on him, and all he wanted was to leave quickly. The group at the foyer quickly dispersed. Only Qinghan and I remained in the vast living room, along with Zhang Yuyao, already seated off to the side. Seeing Qinghan walking behind me, Zhang Yuyao gave her a knowing, half-smiling glance. Then, with a yawn, she ambled toward the exit. I am still sleepy, so I am going back to bed. After Zhang Yuyao left, Qinghan turned toward another door. Come with me. The living room is for outsiders. I will take you to the tea room. I only came to confirm something with you. There is no need for all this trouble. I planned to leave once I got my answer, but Qinghan seemed to have other ideas. She had no intention of letting me leave so soon. Sure enough, the next moment, Qinghan gave her excuse. It is no trouble. Let me properly host my honored guest. We walked in silence. After we crossed a small garden and entered the tea room beside it, Qinghan gestured for me to sit. Only then did she ask what tea I preferred. I told her anything was fine, then sat across from Qinghan, watching her expertly warm the cups and add the tea leaves. I knew she had done this often. The blue and white porcelain cups danced at her fingertips, spinning and turning. It was another pleasing sight to behold. Watching her, I was no longer in a hurry. I propped up my head and watched her with interest, as she unhurriedly finished brewing the tea, then savored the finished tea. Seeing that I liked it, Qinghan smiled. When I finished my cup, she refilled it for me. What did you want to see me about? I want to ask, were you the one who dealt with the people following me? Of course, I am only asking. Among the people I know in Gangcheng, the ones I know well enough, with that kind of influence, are only you and Zhang Yuyao. I already asked Zhang Yuyao. She said it was not her. That is why I came to ask you. It was me. When you came in just now, did you see the person kneeling at the entrance? That person hired people to follow and secretly photograph you. Do not worry. I made sure they were all locked up. Noticing my strange expression at the word secretly photograph, Qinghan added, "All the photos they took of you going about your daily life have been completely taken care of. You do not need to worry." I thanked her first, but I knew those words were not enough, so I gave her my promise as well. "If there is ever anything you need my help with, I will do everything I can." Qinghan nodded in acceptance. Then she revealed her true aim. "Have you had lunch?" "Not yet. An hour and a half ago. I had only just woken up. The meal at home has just been prepared." "Come on, Mr. Shen." The way she said Mr. Shen sounded as though she had savored the words many times, carrying an indescribable meaning. I followed her. Without thinking, I reached up to touch my burning ears. "You can call me Shen Mo, or Xiao Mo. That is what my family and friends call me." At that, Qinghan's steps faltered. Then she stopped outright and stared straight at me. Then Qinghan launched her attack. "Xiao Mo." I could not withstand the hint of obsession in Qinghan's voice. I was completely undone. After she started walking again, I finally pressed a hand to my racing heart and headed to the dining room. For our 5 dishes were already laid out on the table. Neither of us spoke much during the meal, but my expression made it clear that I was very satisfied. When Annie Lee came to clear the dishes, she even made a point of praising me. "You sweet child. You have such a healthy appetite." "Thank you, Annie Lee. It was delicious, just as good as my mother's cooking." "Next time, tell Qinghan in advance what dishes you like. Have Qinghan let me know, and I will make them for you." Annie Lee. "Thank you." Shen Mo nodded obediently and thanked her again sweetly. But once Annie Lee left with a satisfied smile, Qinghan suddenly made her move. "Xiao Mo, have you decided when next time will be?" Startled, I looked up and met Qinghan's half-smiling expression. "What? Are you really that eager?" "I am just afraid Annie Lee will be disappointed in you." "Whether Annie Lee is disappointed does not depend on me. It depends on you. If President Gu invites me, I will come." Hearing that, Qinghan's eyes brightened. She cautiously asked, "Then come every day?" I raised a brow, then politely shook my head. Ignoring someone's disappointed expression, I wiped my mouth. "I am full. Thank you for the meal, President Gu. I will head back now." "Goodbye, President Gu." Qinghan said goodbye too, but her body instinctively followed me. She wanted to take me home. "Aren't you busy? I can just get a taxi." She stepped in front of me, leaning forward with uncharacteristic shyness. "I am busy, but I want to take you home. If I do not make a proper effort and get turned down again, that would be so embarrassing." At that, I forced a smile and gave her a thumbs up. "President Gu, you are very thoughtful. Then keep it up." On the way back, Qinghan kept thinking about that. How was I supposed to try harder? What could I do to make Shen Mo willing to come for dinner every day? Or, more greedily, to have him by my side every moment of every day? When she returned to the Gu family estate, she found Annie Lee, who should have been resting, still sitting on the sofa. "Annie Lee, why are you still up?" Annie Lee stood up and looked at Qinghan affectionately. "I was waiting for you. That young man today is the one you like, isn't he?" At those words, Qinghan's expression softened. She nodded. "Does he like you, then? With your personality? No boy has ever liked you. Not since you were little. Since you like him, Qinghan, you must treat him well. When he comes to ask for your hand someday, remember to bring what your mother left for her future son-in-law." Seeing Annie Lee grow more and more carried away, Qinghan quickly cut her off. "Annie Lee, I do not even know whether he likes me. It is far too soon to be saying all this." The moment she finished speaking, Annie Lee's hopeful fantasies instantly shattered. She shot Qinghan a disdainful glare. "You are hopeless. He only came to Hong Kong to travel. He may leave again before long. So what? If he will not make the first move, why can you not make it? Go after him. Once you win him over, get him to settle in Hong Kong." "That is not how it works." Qinghan rubbed her brow. Zhang Yuyo had said something similar before. It seemed everyone simply assumed that if we got together, I should give up my old life and stay in Hong Kong. But that would not be fair to me. Neither of us belongs to the other. We are free to go wherever we choose. Auntie Lee, Shen Mo is free. He can live wherever he wants. What if he does not want to stay in Hong Kong? Annie Lee frowned, somewhat surprised. Qinghan had always been unreasonable. Yet when it came to Shen Mo, she seemed like a different person. Qinghan barely hesitated. Wherever he is, that is where I will go to see him. Then work hard and make him like you sooner. Otherwise, even if you go looking for him, he may not be willing to see you. There is no logic to love. Since you have fallen for him, do not worry about whether he is a man or a woman. Go after him boldly. Qinghan agreed, while thinking that Shen Mo had just ended a relationship. She should not come on too strong. Pursuing the one she loved was, since Qinghan was born, the most difficult thing she had ever faced. The next day, I returned to the hotel carrying freshly packed snacks. The moment I reached my room, I saw its doors standing wide open. Several strangers were gathered outside it, men and women alike, but I knew none of them. Just then, a man's voice came from inside the room. Hurry up and clean this place. My friend will be here any minute, but I did not go over. Instead, I called Shen Qingyu. They outnumbered me, and I was not foolish enough to confront them alone. After Shen Qingyu gave me an affirmative answer, I hung up and prepared to leave. Just then, a hotel attendant came out of the room and spotted me at once. The attendant called out excitedly, "Mr. Shen, you are back." The moment those words were spoken, everyone inside and outside the room instantly turned to stare at me as I started to leave. Not only did I not stop, I quickened my pace, but they clearly had no intention of letting me leave. The people guarding the door rushed over and blocked my way. At the same time, the man inside slowly walked out. After looking me up and down, he sneered, "Why are you running? I want this room. Get out and take your trash with you." This room had the best location in the hotel. Luoxuan often used it to entertain guests. In the past, few people could afford to stay in it long term. It was usually vacant, but to Luoxuan, it did not matter if someone was staying there. They were merely insignificant people with a little money. In Hong Kong, they were not even fit to tie his shoelaces. I sneered at that too. Looking at the watch on his wrist, I laughed even more contemptuously. "Then why are you wearing my trash?" He had not expected me to be so blunt. Luoxuan's face stiffened. "What are you talking about? I do not understand. You cannot understand human speech. Fine, I can explain it to you. The one on your wrist, that Patek Philippe perpetual calendar chronograph, reference 1518, was sold at an elite auction in France 1 year ago for 350 million yuan. The winning bidder was a businessman from China. His surname was Shen, even though he did not know whether I was telling the truth. When Luoxuan heard the price of the watch, his first thought was not caution or fear, but greed. It was worth 350 million yuan. No wonder I loved it at first sight. He raised his wrist to look at the watch. His thoughts racing, he quickly made up his mind. "I do not know what you are talking about, but this watch has always been mine. Throw him and his trash out." In Hong Kong, Luoxuan called the shots. The watch was on his wrist now, so it belonged to him. That would be his answer to anyone who asked. I felt for the weapon hidden in my pocket, considering how to get away. But before I could act, the elevator behind us chimed and its doors opened. The next moment, a tall woman strode out with more than 10 bodyguards. I turned and looked, recognizing her at once. Luowei. She headed the Shen family's Hong Kong branch and served as Shen Qingyu's representative in Hong Kong. "Sister Luowei, I am here." Seeing the young man from the photographs, just as impossibly handsome in person, Luowei was stunned by his looks again. She hurried over to me and immediately looked me over from head to toe. Once she confirmed I was not hurt, she finally relaxed. "Do not worry. I am not hurt. We did not get the chance to fight yet. It was a close call though." From the moment Luowei appeared, Luoxuan had kept his eyes fixed on her. But when he saw that her first reaction was to check on me, his face darkened at once. "Luowei, what are you doing here? What is your relationship with him?" Only then, hearing his voice, did Luowei turn around. She never expected that the danger I faced involved Luoxuan. "It is you." "So, what if it is? You are just the daughter the Lin family cast aside. HMPH, do not think showing up here will change anything. Luowei, let me make this clear. You and this guy, with one word from me, will both be sent packing with your tails between your legs." To be honest, Luowei and Luoxuan had not seen each other in a long time. Yet no matter how long it had been, her half-brother could still be so stupid it made her vision go dark. So she walked up to Lin Luoxuan. Before his stunned eyes, she raised her hand and brought it down hard. Smack! Lin Luoxuan's face snapped to one side, rapidly swelling red. Lin Luowei shook out, her hand numb from the force of the blow. That slap is just the first bit of interest. Lin Luoxuan, Shen Mo is not someone you can afford to offend. Only after she finished speaking did Lin Luoxuan realize he had been slapped. Clutching his face, he screamed wildly. Who gave you the nerve to hit me? You are finished. But Lin Luowei only watched the lunging Lin Luoxuan with contempt as her bodyguards stopped him. Sister Luowei, could you step aside for a moment? My voice suddenly cut through their argument. Lin Luowei turned to see me recording with my phone. Lin Luoxuan saw it too, and instinctively hid his hand behind his back. Enough. There is no need to hide it. I already recorded it, and I recorded every single one of your faces. With that, I lowered my head and sent the video to Shen Qingyu. Then I continued. The watch is not the only valuable thing in my room. There are plenty of items worth just as much. If even one is missing or damaged, you will pay for it. Earlier, I was outnumbered, so I was as timid as I could possibly be. But now, I walked past Lin Luoxuan and into my room. Though I had prepared myself, when I saw my belongings scattered missily across the floor, including fragments of a jade bracelet, my heart clenched in pain. That was imperial green, glass-gray jadeite. I kept recording with my phone until I confirmed that only the bracelet was damaged. Only then did I relax a little. Then I looked at Lin Luoxuan, blocked at the doorway by Lin Luowei's people. You are the one who is finished. Lin Luowei looked equally grim. She had not expected Lin Luoxuan to be this foolish. Shen Mo. Was much of it damaged? Quite a lot. A few 100 million yuan, perhaps. At the amount, Lin Luowei's mouth fell open in surprise. Lin Luoxuan froze for a moment, then roared. What nonsense are you talking about? How could you possibly carry so many valuables around with you? Though he said that, Lin Luoxuan was deeply uneasy. But this time, I did not even spare him a glance. Instead, I turned and sat on the sofa inside. Wait until the cops get here. Then you can yell at me. What do you mean? You called the police? Hearing that, Lin Luoxuan tried to force his way into the room, but Lin Luowei's bodyguards stopped him. Lin Luowei, tell your people to let go. You had better stop being an idiot. Are you threatening me? Let me tell you. In Hong Kong, calling the police will not help just anyone. Shen, even if you are a dragon, you will keep your head down around me. I glanced at him and coolly replied, oh. He wanted to say more, but I answered a call and stepped aside, not giving him a chance to speak. I tentatively said, hello? Hearing that I sounded more or less normal, Qinghan's racing heart finally settled. The police are already there. I will be there soon too. Do not worry. I did not care how Qinghan knew I was in trouble. All I knew was that, once I was in trouble, she was coming straight to me. At that thought, my mood brightened considerably. I will be there soon. You care about me that much? Of course. You are my only valued guest. Who else would I care about? Just me. Yes, only you. Qinghan fell silent for a moment. Then she answered firmly. What about later? Later too. Qinghan stopped outside the hotel. She looked up at the building before her and took a deep breath. Only with you is there any point in dreaming of a future. Shen Mo, I am here. Hearing that, I gave a dramatic shiver at the cheesiness of it. Then I looked at her number on my phone and laughed. Then I'll wait for you. Qinghan. Meanwhile, Lin Luoxuan was cursing furiously at the door. Lin Luowei, why are you helping him so much? What do you gain by making such a huge scene? And you are helping an outsider like this. Are you not afraid I will tell Dad? Lin Luowei remained expressionless, completely unmoved. Seeing this, Lin Luoxuan's face turned red with fury. He pulled out his phone and threatened her. I am calling Dad right now. That used to be the threat Lin Luowei feared most. But now, she simply stood guard at my door and looked down on him. Lin Luoxuan quickly got through. Dad, my sister and some guy are bullying me. Father Lin's face darkened on the other end. Which bastard put him on the phone? Without asking a single question, just because Lin Luoxuan had complained. Father Lin decided it was Lin Luowei's fault. Hearing this, Lin Luoxuan smirked smugly at Lin Luowei. He turned on speakerphone and held the phone out to her. Dad wants to speak to you. Lin Luowei lowered her eyes to the phone before her, though she knew the Lin family had abandoned her. Hearing Father Lin's voice now still made her heart ache. Just as she hesitated over whether to take it, my hand suddenly reached over. You old bastard, who the hell are you? Hearing an unfamiliar voice, Father Lin furrowed his brow and impatiently ordered, And who are you? Put Lin Luowei on the phone now. Why should I listen to you? Can you not understand plain English? And you're still asking why? Who the hell do you think you are? How dare you ask me why? Who am I? You ask. Then you are finished. From now on, I suppose I am your Lin family's creditor. Father Lin froze at that. A sudden sense of dread rose in him. I have no obligation to explain, so I hung up on him. Then I tossed the phone to Lin Luoxuan, watching him scramble to catch it. I raised a brow and curled my lips into a smile. The instant the elevator doors opened, Qinghan saw me like this. Her chest felt as if something had struck it hard. She stared at me intently, her mind completely blank, as she instinctively walked toward me, step by step, until I noticed her. My smile deepened, and I even waved her over. It was like an owner calling over their little dog. But strangely, Qinghan did not mind being called that. Instead, she walked even faster. Of everyone there, only Qinghan and I were smiling. Everyone else went pale. Without looking at anyone else, Qinghan walked straight to my side. How do you want this handled? Compensation and an apology. But you do not need to get involved. I will handle it myself. All right, I will do as you say. The woman's tender expression made Lin Luowei wonder if she was seeing things, and she was not the only one. The moment Qinghan appeared, Lin Luoxuan's legs had gone so weak he could barely stand. His eyes were wide with shock too. If he had known I was connected to Qinghan, even with 10,000 times more courage, he would never have dared touch me. As I thought that, Lin Luoxuan shakily took off the watch and handed it back to me, trying to smooth things over. Mr. Shen, the watch. Here, take it back. About today. Could you please let it go? Let it go. That will be difficult. Maybe, as someone from Gangcheng, you do not know me. But everyone who knows me knows. I hold a grudge like no one else. As I spoke, I took the watch from Lin Luoxuan. Pinching it between the fingers in disgust, I gave it a shake, then tossed it back to him. Besides, I do not want things that have been dirtied. At those words, Lin Luoxuan's face turned deathly pale. He tried to defend himself, but Qinghan's icy stare frightened him into silence. The police arrived soon after. I handed the video on my phone directly to the officer in charge. After they thoroughly examined the scene and reviewed the hotel's security footage, the officer in charge ordered, Mr. Lin, you and your people need to come with us. White-faced, Lin Luoxuan clutched his phone. After hesitating for a long time, he finally called Father Lin. After cooperating with the police to give our statements, Lin Luowei and I left together. Lin Luowei did not dwell on it. She immediately smiled and said, Mr. Shen. Sister Luowei, my sister calls me Shen Mo too. Just call me Shen Mo. Shen Mo. Shen Mo. Where do you plan to stay next? Hotels. They can be safe, but they can also be unsafe. Anyone with a little influence can always find a way in. Is the house my sister arranged for me ready? It is all ready. Then I will move in right away. As I said that, I turned to Qinghan. Do you have anything to do next? It was not as though Qinghan truly had nothing to do. She simply felt that helping me get settled was what mattered most right now. No, I will stay with you. Lin Luowei, on the other hand, had rushed over after leaving her business partner behind. Now that she saw Qinghan was with me, her concerns were gone. After saying goodbye, she hurried off again. After Lin Luowei left, Qinghan suddenly said, Lin Luowei works for Rongsheng Group now. I nodded. I know. That was all I said. Seeing I had no intention of explaining, Qinghan did not press the matter. Instead, she pointed at the car. Come on. I will help you move. You are doing it yourself. Is there a problem with that? You are the mighty President Gu. Isn't helping me move a waste of your talents? 2 hours later, Shengshi Jiajia, It was Gangcheng's largest and most luxurious villa community. Following the building number Lin Luowei had sent me, I found the house. Qinghan paused for a moment. When I noticed, I casually asked, "What is it? What if I told you the house next door is mine? Would you believe me? What a coincidence. Then please take good care of me, new neighbor." As I spoke, I held out my hand to Qinghan. Qinghan reacted quickly. She immediately clasped my hand. "Please take good care of me too, Mr. Shen." When she finally let go, she secretly brushed her fingers over my palm. Meanwhile, Lin Luoxuan never expected that even though Father Lin had called in his connections, he still could not get out. And after learning the full story, the lawyer said the only solution was a private settlement, but it required my approval. After refusing the Lin family's repeated requests to meet, I received a call from my lawyer 3 days later. By the time I arrived, everyone in the room was already growing impatient. Father Lin remained seated, his face full of contempt. Before I could sit down, he pressed me. "Name your price. How much to let my son go?" I walked to the seat of honor in the middle and sat down. Then I slowly made myself a cup of tea before replying. 1 billion yuan. Mr. Shen. That is an outrageous price. I leaned back, took the photos my lawyer handed me, and tossed them before Father Lin. "You are the one full of hot air. You cannot even come up with 1 billion yuan. So, why pretend to be rich in front of me? Do you know how much the watch your son stole is worth? Do you know how much the jade bracelet he smashed is worth? Do you know how much my missing belongings are worth? 1 billion yuan is already a discounted price. I lowered it only because you are Sister Luowei's biological father. That is the only reason." It was not as if Father Lin had never seen those photos, but he had not taken them seriously before. Now, however, he had no choice but to pick up the appraisal reports on the table and examine them. The more he read, the uglier his expression became. By the end, Father Lin was gripping that stack of appraisal reports so tightly that they crumpled out of shape. Remembering what Lin Luoxuan had said, he argued, "You could not possibly have lost so many things. My son only took one of your watches. The only thing he damaged was the jade bracelet. Who says so? They're my belongings. Whatever I say is missing, is missing. After all, customs has entry records for every item I brought into the country. They cannot be found now. So naturally, I can only blame Mr. Lin, who broke in illegally. Of course, if Mr. Lin has proof he did not take them, I will accept my bad luck." But Father Lin knew. Lin Luoxuan could not deny that he had broken in. He had rummaged through, damaged, and even stolen my belongings. Those were facts. But 1 billion yuan, even if he could afford it, he would never throw that kind of money at Lin Luoxuan. After several deep breaths, Father Lin finally forced a flattering smile. "Why not tell me, Mr. Shen? How would you like to resolve this matter? Lin Luowei is your daughter." At those words, Father Lin's heart sank. "Yes. I hear you and her are quite close. Mr. Shen, we are very close. I am very fond of Sister Luowei." Father Lin immediately sighed in relief. He rubbed his face and began trying to cozy up to me. "Since we are practically family, why not do it for Luowei's sake, Mr. Shen, and let Luoxuan go?" Once he finished speaking, no one expected that I would actually nod in agreement. Even Father Lin stared with his mouth agape in disbelief. But the very next second, I tapped the tabletop and added, "For Sister Luowei's sake, as long as you give Sister Luowei the shares her mother left her and transfer them to her, I will cut the amount in half. I will withdraw the charges and let your precious son go." "Impossible. That is 10% of Lin Corporation's shares." "Old man, I think you misunderstand one thing. I am not negotiating with you. I am informing you. Either settle this on my terms, or Lin Luoxuan can obediently go to prison. Of course, I know Lin Luoxuan alone is not enough leverage. But what if we add Rongsheng and all its partnerships with your Lin family? Those words struck Father Lin like a sledgehammer. He shook his head for a long while before recovering. What exactly do you mean? You did not think this day would come when you forced Sister Luowei to cooperate, did you? Now, Rongsheng has invested in half of the Lin family's projects. Have you considered what happens if Rongsheng pulls its funding? All the resources your Lin family has invested so far will have been poured down the drain. I think you have considered it. You just do not believe Sister Luowei would do that to the Lin family. After all, the Lin family business was her mother's life's work. And in your eyes, Sister Luowei is merely a woman working for Rongsheng. She cannot speak for Rongsheng. No matter how capable she is, what trouble could she possibly cause? After all, these projects are genuinely making money for Rongsheng. Why would Rongsheng pursue the matter? Actually, you are not entirely wrong. Sister Luowei truly would not touch her mother's life's work. But I am different. What the hell does the Lin family have to do with me? At worst, the Lin family collapses. Then my Rongsheng can simply back another Lin family. After all, Lin Luowei is a Lin too. I did not even glance at Father Lin as he rose in fury. Calmly, I poured myself another cup of tea. Who exactly are you? I already told you. I am the Lin family's biggest creditor. Are you not afraid Lin Corporation will drag Rongsheng down with us? Hearing that, I burst out laughing. Why would I be afraid? At worst, Rongsheng would only lose a finger taking on the Lin family. Do you think I would care? Truthfully, without me saying it, Father Lin understood that perfectly well. When he forced Lin Luowei to work with the Lin family, he had gambled that Rongsheng's headquarters were far away. As long as the partnership did not run into major trouble, Rongsheng would never notice what was happening here. But he never expected me to appear, much less stand up for Lin Luowei. At that realization, he nearly fell out of his chair. After a moment, Father Lin braced himself against the table and barely managed to stand. He could give up Lin Luoxuan, but he could never give up the Lin family. So he obediently lowered his head. When I get back, I will have Luowei come sign the share transfer agreement. Please, show us mercy, and spare Luoxuan and the Lin family. One matter at a time. You still owe me every cent of my compensation. Father Lin nearly coughed up blood, yet he could only nod with a forced smile. After waving goodbye, I watched Father Lin turn stiffly around, then walk away just as stiffly. Finally, I gave a cold laugh and took out my phone. Hey sis. It is settled. On the other end of the call, Shen Qingyu calmly gave a quiet hum. I was about to hang up when I suddenly remembered something and asked her again. Sis, you care so much about Sister Luowei. Are you hiding something from me? Shen Qingyu did not answer for a long while. I called out again. Sis. The next moment, my sister gave me a hesitant, evasive reply, making me even more certain there was something between those two. Listening to the busy tone after she hastily hung up, I pursed my lips. I stood, ready to leave the private room. But when I reached the door, I saw someone I did not expect. Before I could avoid him, he came straight toward me. Shen Mo, it really is you. You are actually in Gangcheng. No wonder Jiajia could not find you anywhere. Luonan casually patted my shoulder. I stopped his hand first, then pushed him away. No need. I have things to do. I am leaving. Come on, Shen Mo. Even if you and Jiajia had a fight, we are still friends, right? I gave him a long, hard look. Friends? When you just gave Jiajia my address, was that also because we are friends? Do not think I did not see it. He was typing away like mad just now. I could tell who he was messaging even if I thought with my dick. Shen Mo, you have it wrong. I just thought there might be some misunderstanding between you and Jiajia. I wanted you to clear things up. Besides, Shen Mo, do not take this the wrong way, but in our circle, who is completely innocent? Jiajia kept herself chaste for you all those years. She has already done more than enough. Besides, when all is said and done, nothing actually happened between her and Lu Li. Why did you have to disappear? Do you know how worried she has been about you lately? She has lost so much weight, I can barely stand looking at her. The more Luonan spoke, the more self-righteous he became. Hearing that, I gave a cold laugh. Are you Xiao Jiajia's father or something? Why are you defending her so fiercely? If you ever become crippled, will she have to kneel by your bed, wipe your ass, and clean up your piss too? Why do you have to be so nasty? HMPH. And you think you sound any better? At least I am speaking like a human being. But every time you open your mouth, it is like you are farting. The stench makes people want to puke. And this nonsense about no one in your circle being innocent. That is your circle, not mine. You are filthy yourselves. So must everyone else be just like you? Trash belongs in the dumpster. Keep your distance from someone as noble as me. Do not come near me. With that, I turned and left. Behind me, Wonan was so furious his eyes bulged. He pointed at my retreating back, with a torrent of curses ready to spill out. But I gave him no chance. In the end, he took a deep breath and went back to replying to Xiao Jiajia, while Wonan maliciously exposed my whereabouts. Zhang Yuyao, who had been ordered to ensure my safety, was having a great time listening. Her face lit up with excitement. She clipped the audio from the hallway surveillance footage and sent it to the group chat, then spammed it with thumbs-up emojis. I, Zhang Yuyao, have never admired anyone in my life. But Shenmo's mouth has earned my absolute respect. Yet less than a minute after she sent it, Xiaoyan sharply caught the name mentioned in the recording. Zhang Yuyao's face froze at once. She hurriedly typed, "Unsend it now." Though Xiaoyan did not understand, he immediately unsent the message. Just then, Qinghan opened the group chat and paused at the sight. I saw it. Zhang Yuyao had no choice but to give up in sending the file. She gave an awkward laugh. Xiaoyan also realized he had messed up, so he hurried to fix it. Yeah, Sister Han. With Shenmo's personality, how could he possibly let himself be wronged? But messages kept piling up in the group chat, and Qinghan said nothing more. Zhang Yuyao immediately sensed trouble. She tapped Qinghan's profile picture and started a private chat. But even after typing away for ages, Qinghan did not reply. The woman in the surveillance room had gone dark and ashen. She wanted to slap herself immediately. I was such an idiot. Why did I have to send that recording about Shenmo to the group chat? Zhang Yuyao was filled with regret. Meanwhile, in her office, Qinghan opened the file. As she listened to the name I kept repeating, her whole mood sank. Xiao Jiajia. Qinghan softly repeated the name, her fingers tapping the desk again and again. She could not shake the feeling that the woman seemed familiar. More than that, what bothered Qinghan most was the woman's identity. She was my ex-girlfriend. Even if she was an ex, it still made Qinghan deeply unhappy. What upset Qinghan even more was that she had no right to be jealous of my ex. She opened my profile, staring at our chat window for a long time. At last, she sighed. You have finished your work, and you still have not thought of me. She grumbled inwardly. Then, the very next second, a notification popped up in our chat. You patted Shenmo's clever little head. Intimacy +1. Seeing the notification, she frantically tried to unsend it, but my message had already come through. Now, even if there was nothing to say, she had to make something up. Qinghan let out a soft breath. I wanted to ask if you were done with work. Having no other excuse, Qinghan could only use Annie Lee as an excuse. Looking at her message, I deliberately teased her. She was certainly direct. I could picture Qinghan saying it with that earnest expression. Then I glanced at the time and typed again. Really? Then how much do you miss me? When she saw that, Qinghan did not reply for a long time. Her face was solemn as she furrowed her brow over the question. She did not even notice her assistant knocking for a while. When she finally came to her senses, she told the assistant to come in. The assistant pushed open the door, ready to report the rest of the day's schedule. But Qinghan interrupted. Right now, I need to ask you something. She sat upright, looking more serious than ever. It frightened the assistant into thinking something terrible had happened. After choosing her words, Qinghan continued. Hypothetically, I mean purely hypothetically, if you tell someone you like that you want to see him, and he asks how badly you want to, how should you answer? President Gu, Mr. Shen asked you that, did he not? I thought it was something serious. You made it sound so grave. Who would have thought our President Gu would ever say she wanted to see someone? Hurry up. Cut the crap. All right, President Gu. I think Mr. Shen I never said it was Shenmo. After a brief silence, Qinghan simply gave up trying to hide it. Keep talking. The assistant coughed, forcing back the laugh on her lips. then gave her a serious analysis. Speaking from my extensive dating experience, I think Mr. Shen asked you that because he knew you would be too embarrassed to answer, and he was deliberately teasing you. Hearing that, Qinghan pouted, instantly disappointed. She had thought I was testing her feelings. So, he was only joking. Based on my guess, most likely, yes. But if you truly have doubts, President Gu, why not ask Mr. Shen directly? The worst thing between lovers is second-guessing each other. If there is a problem, just say it. Once it is out in the open, talk it through if you can. If you cannot, part ways. At least neither of you will have regrets. That last remark had merely been an offhand comment from the assistant, but Qinghan took it to heart. She sank into thought, not even noticing when her assistant left. Meanwhile, at first, I was puzzled that no message came from Qinghan. I was a little confused. When I got home and checked my phone, I finally saw Qinghan's message. Miss you so much. Just for simple words. As I typed, I climbed onto the sofa and sat cross-legged. President Gu thought for so long, only to give me for words. You think I am that easy to fob off? I am getting the short end of the stick. Seeing those last words, Qinghan walked into the garage. As she drove, she wondered, does that mean something else? A moment later, she replied, then I'll make it up to you. Seeing that message, my heart fluttered unexpectedly, but I did not reply again. After putting down my phone, I headed into the bathroom for a shower. A few minutes later, I grabbed my phone, ready to go downstairs and find food. But just then, Qinghan suddenly called. I'm outside your door. Still holding the phone, I jogged downstairs. The moment I opened the door, I saw her standing there. She seemed to have come straight from the office. Her cheeks were slightly flushed, and she was still catching her breath. When she saw me openly staring at her, Qinghan instinctively stepped forward. I bought some authentic Gangcheng snacks. To make it up to you. Let me see what you got. Let me come in first, okay? It's rather windy outside. As soon as she said that, I stepped aside. I only have disposable slippers. You'll have to make do for now. As I spoke, I took a pair of disposable slippers from the top cabinet. Seeing that I was not upset by her sudden visit, she felt as light as air. Those egg waffles are from an old Gangcheng favorite. Sweet, but not too rich. Crisp and fragrant outside, fluffy within. Try one. And these, too. Roast duck and fried skewers. Perfect. I have not eaten either. Thanks. When we reached the dining table, just as we were about to eat, I suddenly stopped her. Wait a second. Do you drink? Drink. What kind? Fruit wine. I brought it from Jingxi. But her attention was not on the wine, but on the place name. It was the first time I had mentioned where I came from. Qinghan's eyes lit up. She thought my mentioning Jingxi meant I was ready to open up to her. The more Qinghan thought about it, the more excited she became. But she hid it well. Soon, I came to the table carrying a sealed jar of wine. When I was visiting the countryside before, an elderly woman taught me to make this mulberry wine. It is delicious. You are in for a treat. With that, I deftly pulled the cork. A rich aroma of wine immediately filled the air. When I filled the glass and offered it to her, she hesitated. No, I am just worried you will get drunk. Qinghan could hold her liquor well, so she was not worried about herself. But she was an excellent judge of people. She was sure I had a low tolerance. I confidently assured her, then raised my glass first. It's fine. I cannot get drunk. Qinghan had no choice but to clink glasses with me indulgently. She ate and drank with me. An hour passed, and I drained my third glass. Seeing me inch toward the wine jar again, Shen Mo, stop drinking. You will get drunk if you keep going. With my face bright red, I insisted again. What are you muttering about? How can I possibly be drunk? The more I drink, the clearer my head gets. With that, I grabbed Qinghan's hand blocking me and started pushing. Why would it not move? I was using so much strength. Well, this hand is rather pretty. As I stared at it, I suddenly extended my index finger and lightly rested it on the back of Qinghan's hand. Then, under her stunned gaze, I traced the contours of her knuckles. She asked softly, Shen Mo, are you drunk? She tried to pull her hand back while I was not paying attention, but I could see exactly what she was doing. I reached out and caught it. Then I glared at her impatiently. Do not move. Do not move. Let me look. Hearing that, Qinghan took a deep breath. Her temples throbbed. Well, there was no need to ask anymore. He was definitely drunk. Didn't he say he could hold his liquor? After just 3 glasses. With a resigned sigh, she tried to pull her hand free, only to find she couldn't. Clearly, even drunk, I was still wary of her. With a teasing laugh, I pulled Qinghan's hand to my cheek, then rubbed my face against the back of her hand. Qinghan, I like this one. Seeing me like this. Qinghan's breathing deepened. She let me touch her hand, while she lowered her head and quietly sipped her wine. Before long, I suddenly gave another order. The other one. That one was too hot. I did not like it. Qinghan obediently offered her other hand. I felt it carefully, and once I decided I liked this one too. Qinghan, this one is not hot. The moment I said that, Qinghan was barely keeping her composure. Her cheeks instantly flushed scarlet. She let out a breath, watching me lower my head and play with her hand. She was suddenly glad my attention was not on her. But the next moment, I pulled my gaze away from her hand, then stared at her without blinking. Qinghan, your face is so red. You must be drunk. At that, Qinghan instinctively covered her face with her other hand. Shen, do you want to see who's really drunk? My eyes lit up. What did you say? Look. I get to look. What a great deal. Under Qinghan's stunned gaze, I stood up. Then, the next second, I was standing right before her. Qinghan first tensed up and held her breath. Then, seeing the haze in my eyes, she quietly loosened her restraint and savored my scent. If I moved even a little closer, I could touch the tip of her nose. For one brief moment, she wanted to lean in. Fortunately, she came to her senses in time. But I only grew bolder. My hands roamed over her until they found her earlobe. The instant I touched it, Qinghan nearly lost control. She gritted her teeth, turning aside to avoid my breath, and, flustered, tried to soothe me. Shen, stop playing around. What? I cannot hear you. You heard me. No, I did not. I did not. I glared at her, pretending to be fierce. Just as Qinghan thought I was about to get angry, she saw my gaze move from the tip of her nose to her lips, then drift lower. Finally, my gaze settled there. Qinghan jolted at the look in my eyes. She shot to her feet faster than ever. Shen, do not do anything reckless. I looked completely confused, scratching my head. What are you afraid of? I am not afraid. It is not as though I would take advantage of you. Besides, were you not the one who told me to look? When did I? Halfway through her sentence, Qinghan suddenly realized she really had used the word look. You heard me wrong. That is not what I meant. But once she said that, my expression turned wounded. Qinghan could not stand seeing me like that. When she saw me nearly lose my balance, her heart clenched in alarm. After a while, she gave in and walked over to me. Go ahead, touch me. But there are places you cannot touch. It was my fault for trying to reason with a drunk person. Seeing her give in, I patted Qinghan's shoulder in satisfaction. Qinghan, I want to sleep. At those words, Qinghan froze on the spot. Sleep, you. How do you want to sleep? Wash my face, brush my teeth, then lie in bed, close my eyes, and sleep. A moment later, Qinghan followed behind me. Upstairs, I went straight into the guest bedroom. When she hurried in after me, she found me holding a brand new toothbrush and smiling at her. Then I found towels, bath towels, and the rest, and stuffed them into her arms. Then I left, perfectly content. Qinghan stood there, arms full of unopened supplies, unable to describe how she felt. Thinking of this, Qinghan suddenly felt she might be a goner for me for the rest of her life. Then my voice called out from outside again. She hurried out, to find me brushing my teeth, toothpaste already in my mouth. I tilted my head, and wished her good night. Good night, Shen. A few minutes later, Qinghan stood beside the bed, watching me sleep soundly beneath the covers. She reached over, turned off my bedroom light, and left. But Qinghan did not go home. Instead, she slept in the guest room next to mine. She left both our bedroom doors open. She knew that drunk people could choke on their vomit during the night. She could not stop worrying about me. Luckily, I slept peacefully until the next day. She placed the porridge and hangover soup she had delivered on the table. then left me a message before going to the office. At noon, I woke up thirsty. Still bleary-eyed, I dragged myself downstairs and got some water from the kitchen. Only then did I notice the 2 thermos containers on the table. I frowned in confusion, wondering what they were. When I got closer, I inspected them again. After making sure they were not bombs, I finally opened the lids. Inside was wonderfully fragrant porridge. I instinctively looked around. I remembered having dinner with Qinghan last night. And then, as I struggled to remember, scenes from last night began returning to my mind one by one. When I realized how I had taken advantage of Qinghan yesterday, I froze where I stood. Was that me? The one who took advantage of her and still acted self-righteous? Was that really me? I fell backward onto the couch and let my body bounce against the cushions. I was doomed. My craving for Qinghan had reached the point where even my subconscious was making a move on her for me. How was I supposed to face Qinghan from now on? Maybe I could pretend I did not remember anything. Would Qinghan believe that? As I hesitated, the doorbell suddenly rang. With no will to live, I dragged myself off the couch and drifted over to answer it. A few seconds later, when I saw Qinghan standing outside the door, my brain did not even have time to react. I immediately shut the door again. Once I realized what I had done, my face went deathly pale. That move of mine made it painfully obvious that I remembered yesterday. Even through the door, I could hear the person outside laughing. I took a deep breath and resignedly opened the door again. I know I went too far last night. Go ahead and scold me. I lowered my head and apologized to her, then closed my eyes, waiting for her to hit or scold me. But the slap I expected never came. Instead, a warm hand gently stroked my head. When I opened my eyes in shock, Qinghan curled her lips and asked, "How did you go too far? Besides, how do you know I was not willing?" Before I could recover, Qinghan leaned in close to me. "Shen Mo, when you were so close to me last night, do you know what I wanted to do?" For some reason, after Qinghan asked that, my gaze drifted involuntarily to her lips. What did Qinghan want to do? I did not know, but I knew what I wanted. As if she sensed my thoughts, she lowered her heels, her feet settling back on the floor. As she passed me, she left me with one remark: "What I want? I want the same thing you do." I was utterly baffled. I hurried after her. "What do I want?" Wait, how did she know what I was just thinking? Unfortunately, Qinghan did not answer me. Her gaze fell on the untouched hangover, soup, and porridge on the table. "You just woke up." I wanted to press her for answers, but that would make me seem too invested. So I held myself back. Then I gave her a cool, indifferent hum. Qinghan had already gone into the kitchen, gotten some dishes, and served the porridge and hangover soup separately. Only then did I realize how effortlessly she handled all this. In an instant, I remembered the spotless table when I woke up. Guilt immediately rose in me. "You cleaned up the dining room last night too, did you not?" "Yes, I just cleaned up while I was at it. Come eat." "Come on, eat." She really had thought of everything. She was not pursuing me. She was raising a son. Qinghan had already pulled out a chair, so I went over and sat down. I took a sip of the smooth, creamy yam porridge. She had just taken out her phone and glanced at me. "You aren't eating?" I asked. "I already ate at the company cafeteria." "Then if you already ate, why did you come here?" But halfway through, I immediately understood. I shut my mouth in time. But Qinghan did not let such a good opportunity pass. "I came to see whether our young master Shen had gotten out of bed. I just have not had anything important to do lately. So, I have been a little lazy. It is not like I sleep until noon every day." Seeing my reaction, Qinghan could not hold back a soft laugh. She felt that even if I did nothing, as long as she saw me, her mood would brighten beyond her control. Because Qinghan laughed too loudly, I shot her an annoyed glance. Then I hurriedly finished eating. But the moment I finished, I saw Qinghan getting up to clean again. No. I am not useless. I will do it. What kind of host lets a guest do the chores?" As I spoke, I carried the thermos containers and bowls into the kitchen. Then I rolled up my sleeves and started washing them. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Qinghan had come over at some point. She was standing in the kitchen doorway watching me. I suddenly felt awkward. "Do you not believe I can do housework?" "No." Then why are you watching me? I was afraid you would get bored. Is that so? Since when did President Gu start keeping people company for a living? Does it pay? Qinghan was not offended. She even put on a thoughtful expression. After watching me put the bowls in the sterilizer, she answered only as I turned to pick up the thermos containers. It does not pay especially well. With that, she handed me a tissue. The important thing is making the employer happy, right? Right. Mr. Shen. As I dried the water from my hands, I put on an aloof front. I think it is just average. Why just average? Why not tell me what is average about it, Mr. Shen? The woman before me had a stunning, curvy figure. My eyes lit up, but once I realized it, I quickly pretended to stay calm and replied, "You are too reserved. A chat companion should be more, you know." More what, exactly? What do you mean? I do not get it.